The Battle of Attu is the forgotten battle in a forgotten campaign. Japanese forces seized the island in June of 1942. America sent soldiers to take it back in May of 1943. It was the only land battle fought on North American soil during World War II. 3 U.S. Army veterans, still alive 75 years later, were personally involved in the battle. 95-year-old Joe Sasser served with the U.S. Army's 50th Combat Engineers.
Had been the postmaster.
Roy Dover, also in his 90s, was a demolition expert.
Building roads and pushing snow.
Alan Serrell, now 102 years old, worked in communications with the Signal Corps.
I got involved with the Alaska communications system.
Alan Serrell was part of the team that helped crack some of the encoded Japanese naval codes.
It gave the date, the time, where it was coming from, where it was destined and going to.
Serrell also recalls being thrown into combat and the difficult time U.S. soldiers had landing on Attu.
But while we were there, the Japanese evidently thought it was useful to just hang around on the beaches.
Once on the island, Serrell says it was strictly man-to-man combat.
We just heaved grenades into their trenches. We threw it as far as we could.
The United States overpowered the Japanese and pushed their forces to their breaking point, leaving them without food or supplies. With no options left, the Japanese mounted a surprise banzai attack.
If they were able to walk, all of the men they had came across that valley.
They came screaming and hollering.
Some of them had grenades wrapped around their heads so they could pull a pin and kill themselves. But at the same time, I get nervous over this. And at the same time, kill as many of the Americans that were up on top of the hill.
They came across to fight and to give up their lives.
Lives were lost, and those not lost were changed forever.
Some were sort of slow getting out of their pup tents, and they got bayoneted. And I had some good friends that got lost that way. And my first sergeant, he was a hero in my estimation. He was running up and down the bivouac area trying to get people out of their tents, shouting the Japs are coming. Of course, he got shot and killed there. Sergeant Harold Lee from Salina, Kansas.
Moments that still haunt these men 75 years later.
If you knew how much sleep I lost, I wake up in the middle of the night and I can't go back to sleep. I'm awake from that point on. That's how much it affected me, and still does.
Attu still has a hold on Alan Serrell. Stories they mostly keep to themselves to shield the pain from the ones they love the most.
He didn't share it with his wife, he didn't share it with my mother as she was growing up with him, he didn't share it with us.
These are some of the pages from Alan's past that his granddaughter, Jillian Luckner, and other family members are now just getting a glimpse of.
It's been eye-opening and, emotional and a little frightening to have known that he's kind of kept that inside for all these years and not been able to share it. So this has been a really nice space.
Of the 2,600 Japanese soldiers on Attu, only 28 survived by surrendering. Over 2,000 Americans were either killed, wounded, or suffered a psychiatric breakdown. Joe Sasser recalls a time he rescued a soldier who had lost his mind. 3
of us went over there and got him and walked him back. Like a child, he followed us just like a boy with his father.
These men are some of the forgotten heroes of World War II.
I don't normally talk about the Engineer Hill.
In 1987, the Japanese government, with the permission of the United States, placed an 18-foot peace monument on Attu. It was updated in 2003 and honors all Japanese and Americans who died in the Aleutians during World War II. The words inscribed in English and Japanese.